I'm David Chapin, and I'm here to kick off the May company update video. And we have some news to share with you. We're great to be back. The trying times, kind of weird times for all of us, but we still have things to update you inside the company. I'm a positive outlook kind of guy, so I'm going to start with the bad news. It has affected us in some ways, some small ways at Warmer Electric for some of us, some very big ways for a few of the people and coworkers here at Warmer Electric. We've had a few projects shut down, most notably our project Jennie-O in Willmar and the Goodyear plant down in Oklahoma. We've been able to keep those people on our payroll. We're able to work with them to do some continued education things, to slide people into some other projects that are going strong and busier. That's kind of the bad news. We have a few other small prison job in Oklahoma and another job kind of delayed in Texas. But again, those weren't jobs in which we had people on full time anyway. So we have had some jobs they're closed. We've had a few other jobs where we've got limited access. Prison here in Nebraska, they've limited our access to some places. Down in Texas, there's some others where they've limited our access. And so really, those things have had an impact on us. They have made it harder for us to get our projects finished and have some effect on manpower shifting around. The good news is we have some other jobs, some jobs here at UNL, some of the school work we have up on Minnesota at ACGC and at Benson that have allowed us to go into some areas that normally we wouldn't be able to go into if school was still on. So that's helped us, and that will really help us out this summer as we're able to get to areas quicker than what we had planned on before. So it's good news, some bad news. Moving ahead, we plan to balance all those out and working hard to make sure everybody that's working at Warmer Electric currently is going to stay working at Warmer Electric. Some of the other good news is immediately when it happened, we went into proactive mode and we tried to freeze and hold off on some things to make sure we knew where times were going and how it was going to really play out here at Warmer Electric. Raises got set aside for a few weeks. 401k auto increase got set aside. Profit sharing got set aside. But now, as things have sorted themselves out and we've been able to advance forward, raises have gone out. We were able to give out a 40-hour PTO bonus to everybody. And we had a holiday on Good Friday that was kind of unexpected, a little bonus there for people. And auto increases have been able to go into effect within the 401k plan. So we're very happy about that. We're excited that we have been able to use that good news and go forward and advance on. The future looks really good. We're at Warmer Electric. We've picked up some projects, picked up a rather sizable job down in Oklahoma at Altus Air Force Base. In Minnesota, picked up 2 schools in the Lac-Qui-Parle School District. And so those jobs, and those go out past a year. So those are good jobs, good for our for stability and security and job growth. When you talk to our fellow contractors, they're still busy. Really those that are involved in our type of work, in the commercial work, in the institutional work that we do, things seem to be pretty good. Seem to be pretty busy going forward, and that's very good. There's some of the contractors out there that rely on the smaller jobs, like people who are doing the very small clinics, the strip malls, residential work. Those markets aren't doing as well as us. Fortunately for us, we rely on almost none of that work to keep going. So our backlog is still very strong. It's as strong as it's ever been. Estimating department has continued to work through this whole process. The same number of jobs are coming out to bid. There's been no slowing down in those areas. Architects and engineers are still getting us things to look at to build for the future. That's neat and exciting. With the slowing down of some of the other industries, we've found that here at Warmer Electric, some of the things that we are waiting on, answers to questions on RFIs and ASIs and price requests that we put in, the general contractors, although not perfect yet, have really caught up on their paperwork, and we're getting faster response time and turnaround time on many of the issues that we deal with. So from a management standpoint, that's been really good. We're continuing to monitor in supply chains. I've heard of none of that yet inside of our work of any abnormal amounts. We're still able to get all the product we need. Our gears and our light fixtures are showing up. There's a little bit on sometimes it seems cabinetry is a problem as you talk to other contractors in other places, and we've noticed some of that on our own jobs, but nothing that's been able to slow us down. So Wilmer Electric continues to be able to push forward and really have a positive outlook about the present day and about the future. So that's good. We have two other segments to this month's meeting. One of them is Justin's going to stop by. He's going to give a little update on COVID-19 and how Wilmer Electric is reacting to the actual coronavirus and what we've seen done in those areas. And then Trista's going to stop by with some coworker updates. So lots of good news there. So we have more coworkers than we've had in a while, and that's great. And there's anniversaries and birthdays and all those things to celebrate. And Trista will be by with those great announcements. So stay safe. If you have any questions, comments, or input, please feel free to get a hold of me directly or your supervisor, and we would love to hear from you. Thank you. Have a great day.
Hello, Justin Chapin coming to you today from my home office, where I have been for a few weeks and probably will be for a couple more weeks. Talk to you a little bit about employee expectations or coworker expectations, Wilmer Electric expectations, and what we're doing. I think a little bit about how similar this is and all these things that I'm going to say to the practices that happen, I hear, in a gym. Not that I would ever go to a workout gym and work out, but if I did, I think this is what they would tell me I was supposed to do. I should stay home if I'm sick. Don't go to work. Don't go to the gym if you're sick. Don't go out. That's a good way to spread illness. Wash my hands often. Wash my hands with soap, not just with water. It's something, for some strange reason, my children don't always understand what the proper way of washing your hands are, but this has been an opportunity for me to help teach them that. Also, don't touch your face. Illness and sickness often enter your body through your eyes or through your nose and your mouth. So try not to touch your face. Also, another common courtesy is when you're going to cough, please use your arm, use your tissue, something nearby, so you're going to cough or sneeze. It's gross, obviously, to do that wide out in the open. So let's try not to do that. Disinfect your surfaces that are often used, tools or handles or anything that multiple people touch throughout the day. It's a good idea to clean those. Again, similar to what happens, I hear, in a gym. Also, social distancing, trying to stay 6 feet, 10 feet apart, so that if you should have a sneeze accidentally come out, that it is less likely to cause illness to someone else, or even not illness, but just discomfort. We want everybody around us to feel safe. Even if you're not ill, it feels a lot better if they're not breathing your sneezy air. Also, we're using cleaning products that make sure they contain alcohol so that they're disinfecting and not just making things appear clean, but really are getting things clean, both in the office doing that as well as at job sites. Wearing masks when appropriate, when required, when you feel like it's necessary for your own health and safety, please use a mask. And we can help find masks for you if that is something that you feel is necessary. Also, more and more on projects, water for hand washing is going to be available if it's not available already. They'll also have other disinfecting means. It seems like something that we probably should have been, not Wilmer Electric, but the construction industry should have been providing for years. And I think finally that is going to be commonplace in our industry, is that we'll be able to wash our hands and to be able to maintain more cleanliness and better hygiene on our job sites. Also, in this time of unique situation around the world, criminals are more bored, and this would be a great time for you to update your passwords. Cyber attacks are much more common in the last few weeks, and I think will be as we go forward as well. Update your passwords. Make them unique, make them different from one another, especially at the large places that many people would be likely to hack into. And if they steal one password from one site, then they won't have a password and your information for all the sites. It's a good practice to change those regularly, and again, to make them as complex as possible. Not just your birthday, not just your name, or your name spelled backwards, or password 1, Superman. All those things you can try to avoid and come up with something that is truly unique and long and difficult. Again, I think all of these things are just a good practice for us to maintain going forward. Why don't we use this opportunity not just to change because we have to, but change because we want to be better. And that is what we are striving to continuously do here at Wilmer Electric, is be better, continuously improve. And we can use this time as another opportunity to improve and find out different ways of doing things better. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll talk to you again in the future.
Hello, we are here today to celebrate employee information, and so today we're going to go over and highlight the May anniversary dates, as well as the new hires that we've had here in April. Let's start with our new hires, since the list is little shorter than the actual anniversary list. So in Nebraska, for new hires in April, we have Matt Curio, we have Isaac, as well as Sean Smith, who are all apprentices that have started with us, and we have Matt Fredrickil, who is a journeyman that has started with us. And in Minnesota, we have a new hire, and his name is Derek Terpstra, and he is an apprentice that started on April 6th. Then let's move to anniversaries that we have here in the month of May. There are quite a few of them, so be patient as we go through them. And then we will have one little last wrap up at the end. So let's go over anniversaries in May for those in Oklahoma. Tim Glover, who on May 12th will have been here 12 years. We have Albert Martle on May 20th, who will have been here 1 year, and Cale Kraus, who on May 31st will have been here 1 year as well. So we're glad that you have stayed with us, and we're glad that you joined us a year ago or 12 years ago in Oklahoma. In Minnesota, we have Tyler Matson and Alan Stark, who on May 1st both started 3 years ago. And we have Jason Albright, who on May 12th will have been here 7 years. And we have Vanessa Reichman, who is a drafter for us, and she has been here 3 years on May 15th. Jacob Broberg on May 20th will be here 6 years. And Tune on May 28th will have been here 1 year. And Margie Larson, who is our payroll administrator, on May 31st will have been here 32 years. In Nebraska, we have quite a few celebrations of anniversaries, so bear with me as I go through these. This is very exciting that we have this many. So Nick Blaser, who is an intern, project engineer intern for us, on May 6th will be his 1 year anniversary. Mike Friesner on May 12th will have been here 12 years. Josh Grondin will on May 13th will have been here 1 year, as well as Humberto Martinez on May 13th will have been here 1 year. Kyle Kemnitz on May 20th will have been here 6 years. Matt Lugenhoner on May 20th will have been here 12 years. Chad Schneider on May 20th will have been here 7 years. And Gabby Soden on May 20th will have been here 1 year. And Gabby currently is on military leave doing her boot camp for the Air Force, and will be back in a couple weeks. And then we have Jacob Mazur, and on May 21st will have been here 1 year. Dan Williams on May 28th will be here 22 years. And Dominic Donahue on May 31st will be here 1 year. Thank you for all those who have dedicated their time and talents to being here at Wilmer Electric and utilizing them to further Wilmer Electric in our 100, as we continue to celebrate 100 years being in business. We also wanted to let you know that we do continue to hire new employees every day. We continue to move forward with looking at adding interns in project engineering, as well as in the project engineering in operations, as well as in engineering interns. We continue to look for drafters, as well as full-time electrical engineers, along with apprentices and journeymen in Minnesota and Nebraska. We're kind of on hold in Oklahoma until we have a little clearing up of what's going on with Goodyear. And we continue to do that. So we just wanted to let you know, thank you for all the work that you've done, all the craziness that's gone on, and that we thank you for all the things that you are doing to help us to continue to keep people gainfully employed during this time and follow all the things that we need to do. Keep washing your hands, keep sanitizing your tools, and stay safe.